And welcome back to my channel. It is Ijoma here, and in today's video we're going to learn how to make this beautiful flare dress with a flare sleeve. So what for this dress, you should buy 3 yards of crepe fabric or any fabric of your choice. Then you will buy 1 yard for all these details it has, all these lines on it. So I bought 2 yards of crepe. That's why I used Ankara for the sleeve, because the 2 yards was not enough. So this is the fabric that I wanted to use initially for the details. I wanted to use this peach doll face for the details, but it's the red fabric that I have was not enough, so I had to complete the fabric with my Ankara and then use the red for the details. So first of all, we are going to cut out the flayed parts of this dress. I've been making a lot of flayed dresses all these so you're going to be cutting a triangular flay. I'll fold my fabric in a triangular manner. You can see the way I folded this fabric. So after folding, from the pointy part, you can see the pointy parts, the starting point of this triangle. From that area, you are going to come down by like 14 inches or 15 inches, and from there you will mark a straight line. So I came down by 14 inches and I marked a straight line there. So this straight line that I marked now is my shoulder line. Around there, I'll take my neck measurements. I used 3 by 3 for the neck. Then I will mark my shoulder, and from there I will also mark my armhole. So for my armhole measurement, I went down by 8 inches. 8 inches is my chest line. I went down by 8 inches. Then I connected the lines. Then I also marked my 1 inch for my shoulder slant. You can see the shoulder slant. So this shoulder slant is very important. You can even make it 2 inches because we are cutting a flay. After marking your shoulder slant, you go ahead and connect your armhole. So let me cut this part out so that I will not get confused. After cutting that area out, I'll start taking the full length of this dress. For me, I want the dress to be short on my body. I used 35 inches for my full length plus 1 inch for seam allowance. That is 36 inches. Right now, you start placing your tape from your shoulder. As you are placing it, you will be taking your measurements round. I want this dress to be really short on my body. So after marking this full length, I'll go ahead and cut out. After cutting the down part, I'll cut out the side. So for the side, I want the bust area to be a bit fitted. I'll go ahead and mark my bust divided by 4 plus 2 inches for ease. 2 inches for ease. Then from there, I will shape the bust area a bit. I want the bust area to be fitted. You can see what you have right now. That is the front. I'll fold my fabric for the back. I'll go ahead and fold another triangular flay for the back. For the back of this dress, you're not going to add any zipper. We are not adding any zipper. I want to add a button at the neckline for ease. That is for the wearing allowance. For the back, I will use 1.5 for the neck depth. Then I'll go ahead and cut out the neckline for the back. Then I'll also cut out the shoulder area and then our armhole area. For the full length, if you want to curve the side a bit, the side seam of this dress, you can go ahead and curve the side seam of this dress a bit. After cutting out the back, I will slit the neckline area so that if I want to wear it, it will enter my head freely. I'll remove the front panel, and this is the back panel. I'll slit it a bit, let's say 3 inches or 4 inches deep. Then you open it up. After opening this up, we'll cut out our facing for both the front and the back. So this is the fabric that I wanted to use for the sleeve, and I realized that it was not enough. I had to use the Ankara that I have. I folded it. I noticed that it is not enough for my flay sleeve. So right now, we're going to draft a pattern for the flay sleeve. So there is the pattern paper that I will be using. We are going to fold a triangular shape. You can see the way I folded my paper. You fold it in a triangular manner. Then you are free to determine where you want to start curving your armhole from. This place that I'm covering right now is my armhole area, and that is where I'm going to start taking the full length of my sleeve from. So mark your armhole area freehand, then you start getting the full length of your sleeve. I want the full length of my sleeve to be 25 inches, and after marking this 25 inches round, I'll mark a straight line around that armhole area. From that straight line, I'll continue taking the 25 inches full length for the rest of the sleeve. I just want to know where my sleeve length you start from. Then after marking the sleeve length, you go ahead and connect the full length. And this is our flare sleeve. This is our triangular flare sleeve. You fold your paper or your fabric in a triangular manner, then you go ahead and cut out. After cutting out, you can notice that one side of this paper is not enough. Had it been we are cutting it out on the fabric, it would be enough. What I'm going to do is that I'll complete it with another pattern paper. After completing it, I'll go ahead and cut out so that the two of them will have the same shape, and that is the paper that we are going to be cutting our sleeve from. After cutting this out, you are free to cut out your sleeve. You can shape it a bit if you want to shape the sleeve. So if you open it up, this is what you are going to have. This is our flare sleeve. So using the pattern, I will cut out the sleeve. The next thing that I will do is to cut out the pieces that I will be using for the details on this dress. For those lines on the dress, I'll be cutting out 4 inches wide pieces. This is not on fold. This fabric that I'm cutting out right now is not on fold. We are going to cut out 4 inches. Then after cutting it out, we are going to join it to have a very long piece. I've used this Ankara fabric before. You guys should be familiar with this particular fabric. I'm just reusing it for this particular tutorial. I'll cut out 4 inches pieces, and after cutting the 4 inches pieces, I will join them in order to have a very long piece. This is for the men's dress. So for the sleeve of this dress, the sleeve of our dress is Ankara, right? So I'm going to use the red crepe for the detail for the sleeve. After cutting out on this Ankara, I'll go ahead and cut out another piece from the red fabric, from the pieces that is left from the red fabric, and that's the one we are going to use for our sleeve. So after doing this, I'm going to join all these pieces so that I can have 4 pieces, 2 for the front, 2 for the back, 2 long pieces for the front, 2 long pieces for the back. So I'll go ahead and join so that I can have a long piece. After joining, we are going to fold them, and after folding, you can see when you fold, you will run a stitch on it. So after folding, we are going to iron these pieces so that the seam allowance will be at the center of one side. You are going to iron it in a manner that the seam allowance will be at the center. So here are the sleeve pieces. I'll start placing this detail on them. I cut out the red one for my sleeve. So from the full length of the sleeve, you come up by 2 inches. After fixing the first step, you will measure 2 inches gap or 1.5. It depends on how far you want them to be from each other, but I made mine 2 inches. The second step will be 2 inches away from the first step. So this is for the other sleeve. You come up by like 2 inches from the hemline, then you place the first one. After placing the first one, you are going to sew the second one. When you place, you run a stitch on both sides. You run a stitch on both sides of this detail or this piece. Then after joining it to your fabric, or after sewing it to your fabric, you will come up by like 2 inches before placing the second one. So this is the second one for the sleeve. I'll make sure that I have 2 inches space or 1.5 between the two of them. So after joining, this is what we have. I'll go ahead and close the side seam of my sleeve. I will use 1/2 inch to just close the side seam of this sleeve, and after closing, you can see what we have. Back to the front piece, this is our main dress. I'll go ahead and turn the neckline with our facing. I'm using a facing for this neckline so that it will be very, very neat and beautiful. Here is the back piece. I'll also turn the neckline with this facing, and remember to open the slit area. Here is the front. After adding our facing, I'll start placing this detail. From the hemline, come up by 3 inches. From the hemline of your dress, come up by 3 inches. Then you will sew the first one. If you are sewing it, please make sure your tape is handy so that you'll be measuring the distance from the hemline and the distance between the two of them. I am done sewing the first one. This is the second step. I will make sure that I have 2 inches space between the two of them. 2 inches. After measuring that, I attached the second one. I'm done joining to the gown. This is what I have. This is the back part. I'll repeat the same thing. From the hemline of this dress, you will come up by 3 inches. Remember, you are still going to hem the full length. You're still going to sew the full length, right? So after coming up by the 3 inches, you will attach the first step. When you sew, please remember to iron very well. Then this is the second step. The distance between the two of them is 2 inches. Right now, I am done, and I'll go ahead to join the both of them. I'll go ahead and join the both of them. Make sure that these lines we have are aligning at the side. Make sure that they are equal at the side so that they will not look different. After joining, this is what I have. I am done ironing. I'll go ahead and trim my armhole a bit, just a bit. And after trimming the armhole, I will add the sleeve. Please remember, you can hem the full length of this. You can hem this dress with a crinoline if you want. You can also hem it with a bias tape. I used a bias for the hemline, but a crinoline will be better. It will add let's say a little drama to the dress. So after trimming the armhole, I went ahead to attach my sleeve. I hope my combination is okay, guys. This wasn't my plan, but I had to use it for this tutorial. So right now, I'll go ahead and fix my sleeve. These are my sleeve, and if you want to gather your sleeve a bit at the shoulder, you can as well do that. After fixing my sleeve, I will hem the full length, and I'll also add my button loop. So this is our dress after fixing the sleeve. I hope it is fine. I hemmed the down part with a bias, and this is my button loop. So guys, registration for our April online classes is ongoing. If you want to register, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. Please do not forget to like and click on notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be notified. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. We also have a fashion school. This place that I made this video in is a fashion school, my fashion school. You can register with us if you want to. Thank you. Bye.